Hey guys, and welcome back to Boho Jewel. I'm Sandra Bells, and today I want to share with you a craft show tip. So I've got my first craft show coming up this upcoming Saturday, and I'm super excited about it. I'm not sure how many craft shows I'm going to do this year because I have so many other new adventures going on, which are great. I'm not complaining at all, so things are just kind of shifting a little bit, but I definitely want to keep doing some craft shows because they're just fun. And you know, I encourage you too, like if you have an online shop that's doing well, sometimes it's fun to just seek out a craft show, get together with other creative spirits and meet customers one-on-one. So I love craft shows. I will never give them up completely. But I wanted to share with you kind of a craft show checklist because it's really easy to get really excited and to want to do really well, but sometimes, especially if you're starting, you maybe aren't sure where to start. Like, what do you need to take to a craft show? What can you leave at home? What are you absolutely going to need? So I want to share with you just a basic craft show checklist that will get you to your show and let you feel prepared and have some success. So first thing on the checklist, products. Now, that might seem really obvious and silly, but you know, if you are selling, let's say you sell soaps, right? And you sell tons of soaps, and so you're going to this craft show, but maybe you decided you're going to add bath bombs or like you're trying a new type of soap or something and it's not usually on your list, you might want to just make a list and jot down everything you want to take with you because you might leave those at home. I've even known vendors who do like jellies, jams, sauces, and things like that, and then suddenly they're like, oh, we're going to do some vinegars, but then they left the whole box of vinegars at home because it's not something that's usually on their list. So don't be embarrassed to write down your list of things. I know when I first started, especially until I had a really nice system in place of how I organized and packed all my stuff, I would write down all of my little bits and pieces. So necklaces, earrings, bracelets, magnets, whatever it was, so that I knew I wouldn't leave anything at home. Okay, so the next thing on the list is tables, tents, and chairs. So this is something where you really need to know what you're dealing with when you commit to a show or an event. So some spaces are inside, which is really nice, and some are outside, which can also be really nice as long as the weather cooperates, right? So I would reach out to whoever's coordinating the show and make sure to see if a tent is required, because some places, most places leave it up to you, but sometimes you'll run into someone who says you have to have a tent to participate, or maybe you're outside in a covered area, so you need to bring your own table and chairs, but the space is covered. And sometimes you'll be in an indoor show where they provide a certain amount of space and a certain set of tables and chairs for you. So just find out so that you're not missing anything when you get there, and so that you don't have to drag anything with you if you don't absolutely have to. So now the next thing on the list, display items. Now display items can get pretty broad. So this things like tablecloths, decorations, signage, shelves. If you have shelves you're stacking on your table or behind you, tape, bear with me, scissors, display stands, and business card holders. So you want to make sure you have all these little bits and pieces organized in a way that's going to make sense for you to be able to take everything out, and that you have everything you need. Like, I like to keep tape because to tape down my little signage on my tables to make it look really nice and presentable. You never know when you need tape and scissors for something. I keep scissors in case somebody wants me to go ahead and cut the tag, the price tag off of a piece. Maybe they want to wear a necklace or a bracelet as they're leaving. So, you know, all these little things that you might need, and display items as well. Make sure if you're using different displays, different types of flowers or different types of seasonal things, that you have those packed and ready to go. Now, the other things that you want to keep in mind, packaging. So like, what are you wrapping your stuff up in? Are you wrapping it in tissue paper or bubble wrap? Are you putting them in small boxes? Having your bags that you're going to hand people as they leave. These are all important things according to whatever it is that you make and the fragility of it. Make sure you're prepared, that people are taking stuff with them in a way that they're going to get it home safe and sound to enjoy it. Business cards. If you don't have business cards, you guys, it's really kind of a must. People expect it. Now, how much return you get on your business cards, I don't know. I think a lot of times they end up in the bottom of a purse or in a car or whatever, but have something to hand people. I use Vistaprint.com for my business cards at the moment. You can find really good sales on them and deals on them, but if you have a craft show coming up speedy quick and you don't have cards yet, just use your at-home printer. Just something with your information, your business name. If you have an Etsy shop or another website, put that on there. Something where people can find you. Your Instagram information, your Facebook information, something where people maybe will seek you out and you can stay in front of them. And just print that out on your computer and then cut them out, okay? It doesn't have to be super, super fancy. Make it as nice as you can make it. Here are some really important ones. Change. You want to be able to have enough change to give your customers back. At craft shows, farmers markets, people are going to a lot of times come with cash. Not a lot of people write checks anymore, so they're either going to come with cash or a card. So you want to have enough change for the day to give people money back because you don't want to run out. That's something you might lose a sale if you don't have enough change to give someone, and you really don't want to ask other vendors. I mean, once in a while something like that might happen, and maybe you have a good friend around who is like, okay, sure, but that's, you know, don't ask other vendors for change because it's kind of tacky. They're making an effort to have what they need, and then if you're taking their change, then they're not going to have for their customers either. So just do your best to be prepared and have your credit card reader. Now I have another video about the Square reader. I love that one. You can get it for free. It's super easy. So make sure you have a credit card reader because you can definitely increase your sales having a credit card reader and a receipt book of some kind because you want to track your sales. You can either find carbon copy receipt books or even just a small notebook to track your sales for tax purposes, for reference purposes, and to see how well you did at the end of the day, right? Snacks and water, especially if it's a long day, and especially if you're outside. I know here in North Carolina, it gets disgustingly hot in the summertime and really humid, so you want to make sure you have water. And just, I recommend like some kind of small snacks that you can eat really subtly, you know, maybe a protein bar, snack bar, granola bars, you know, little veggies, things like that. Something that's not going to be super messy while you're at your table, because as people come by, you don't want like a face full of cheeseburger, right? So a notepad and pens, and the reason that I put that on there, it never fails when I'm at a show. I'm either meeting somebody new that is like, hey, I know about an upcoming show, or reach out to this person, they coordinate stuff, or this is going on, or even just to get a fellow crafter's information and be like, hey, you know, I'm going to touch base with you on Facebook or Instagram or something, we can stay in touch, right? And then samples. So if you have the kind of business where you offer samples, especially baked goods, like if you do some kind of small samples, or if you do homemade cosmetics, or even like, you know, soaps, bath bombs, things like that, or lotions, more or less lotions would be a good one. Have your little samples ready, so make sure you've got your samples packed. And then promotional materials. So that can be anything from your business card where you have your information on it, or you can have other cute little cards made up with your information. If you're really trying to get people out to Instagram, you can print up the new Instagram tags. I don't know if you guys who know Instagram probably know what I'm talking about, but people can scan those tags and follow you on Instagram immediately, which is kind of cool. So anything like that. Or what I like to do, and this is pretty productive, especially when craft show season gets into full swing, kind of toward the holidays, so right around October, November, I have a little list of upcoming craft shows that are happening that I'm going to be participating in. So people, I put that in their bags so they know where to find me next. And even if they're not looking for me, they have a list of other craft shows that they can go check out. And this one's going to sound silly, but gas. I'm not talking about too many vegetables gas. I'm talking about make sure you have plenty of gas in your car, because when you're heading for a craft show at the tushy crack of dawn on a Saturday morning and all of a sudden you're like half asleep already, you're trying to make sure everything's going, you don't want to have to stop for gas somewhere or run out of gas. That would be worse. You want to make sure you're fully prepared so you can get to where you're going and get home without the stress of that, without running late because of it. Now let's talk about social media promotion. I think it's a good idea to be on social media, even as a handmade person. You know, nowadays everybody's online looking at things, so pick your social media poison, right? Whichever one you like, if it's Pinterest, if it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever it is, and make sure you're promoting the show that you're going to be at least a few days ahead. And then the day that you're there, now don't take your time away from your customers and post on your social media the entire craft show. Give them attention, but you can do a post after you're set up. You can do a post as you're leaving, just to show people what you do and where you are, and it just keeps it in front of them, and it might even get some people coming to see you, right? And put some money in your pocket, so yay for that. And an attitude to rock it. Like, you have to have a positive attitude. If you go in thinking that it's gonna be, it's a small craft show, you're probably not gonna sell a lot, nobody here wants to pay the prices I'm asking, then guess what? That's what you're gonna get. So if you go in with an idea like, I've worked on this stuff, I love making this stuff, I'm so excited to be here, and hopefully the right people come along that will love what I love and love what I've done, and they'll buy it. And if you have that positive attitude, then you're going to do amazing. So I hope that helps. Let me know your own little list of things. If I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments what else you have. And you can find that whole list and other craft show tips in my book, Handmade Business, A Guide to Craft Show Success, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. So if you guys are just starting out, this might be a really great book for you to utilize to get some other tips as well. So I hope everybody has an amazing craft show season, and I will see you soon.